Welcome back. So we are at Texas Motor Speedway. For some reason, I thought tonight was Bristol. It is not. It is most definitely Texas. So we'll see how things shake out. Of the cookie cutter ovals, Texas is probably my least favorite, and probably the one that I've performed the worst on. So not really expecting much here, but gonna see if we can put down a little qualifying lap real quick.
Green flag, green flag. All right, man. Here comes your first time left.
Just lost a lot of speed there. I do not know what it is about this track, but it just does not. I just struggle at it. This is not my favorite of the cookie cutters for sure.
One more lap to go.
As my qualifying result looks like it might bear some truth to that. Let's see if we can just hold it down wide open through here. No lift. Hold the wheel straight. Stay off the wall.
There's the flag. It's over.
Right. Whew. Yeah, that was a rough qualifying out in the forest. But this is the ARCA car, so they're gonna be a little bit of a pack. There's always the inevitable ARCA wreck. Maybe we can slow down and navigate our way through. We've been very fortunate dodging those this week. I don't think I've been caught up in any of them, except maybe spun myself at Atlanta. I might have caught a piece of the one in Charlotte, so probably doesn't bode well, considering this is the stepsister of Charlotte and Atlanta. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of just not a big fan of Texas. I think over the past couple of years, it's raced a little better. I know they did some kind of reconfigured it a little bit versus what it was when it initially opened in '96, I believe.
We've put in plenty of fuel to finish the race.
But this has not
The estimated SOF is
historically not been a great
2,871.
historically has not been a
It's
great track.
competitive out there. Head down, stay sharp.
And Arca top split. We might Yeah, I think we might be Arca top split again. I keep sneaking into the random top sneaking in. So it's a little bit of a jump up of competition for me and where I'm
5 cars
typically
left to grid.
splits I'm typically racing in, so be clean. Do not recognize any
Still
names
waiting
around
on
me.
2 cars to grid.
I do see a lot of higher I rating C and B class guys, which
Waiting on the final car to grid.
doesn't always mean what I'm fixing to say, but in my experience usually means that
Everyone's gridded.
they are ones to watch. I know that Robert Gardner is pretty quick behind me. I want to say Rob Love is pretty quick as well, so we'll be looking for those guys to be working their way up front pretty quickly. 40 laps. So, all right. As always, we know tire wear is
We're
going to
going
come
green
into
next
play.
time by. Alright, man. Line up on the
The
outside
one
road now. Your
plus
road is
to
closed.
running these ARCA races is typically there's some tire fall off that will allow you to gain a few positions if you're smart with your tires. So be smart on the tires early on and expect the inevitable ARCA wreck. If we can avoid those two, or avoid the ARCA wreck, I should say, then I think we got a decent shot of sneaking into a top 10, be around 7th or 8th. Anything more than that would be very surprising for me, but you never know. Let's
Get
close
ready.
this gap up just a little bit on this start. I'm a little worried about some of the guys behind
Alright,
just
man. Pace cars in.
overdriving it, coming into one.
Green, green, green.
Oh, no, no, we don't want none of that, none of that.
Stay high. Stay high. Stay high.
Yeah, we're gonna get that huge run.
All clear, all clear.
Huge run in these things. Inside of one, that's also where you're gonna have the most tire wear. So gotta watch that. The draft's gonna probably keep us closer than it should, as long as we can maintain decent pace through the corners. Why? Trying to break this a little bit. I missed that. Not as bad as he did up there. Here comes Robert, as expected. Man, these guys are just flying through there. Probably gonna give Robert whatever line he prefers here. Looks like he's digging a
Inside.
nose in there.
Clear low, clear low. Inside. Stay
Did
high.
not want to be up
All
there,
clear,
but
all clear.
I
You got
drove
one
myself up
inside.
there.
Stay high. Still there. All clear, all clear. You got one
Uh-oh,
inside.
I'm gonna wash back up
Stay
on the
high.
track.
You're on the low side. Clear low, clear low. You got one inside.
Let that go.
All clear, all clear.
Wanted no part of whatever that was fixing to be. And I'm just dogging the shit out of the right front. All right, settle in. The draft may not keep us in it. There's one ARCA wreck.
Outside. All
Keep getting
clear, all
loose.
clear.
There's
Inside.
the big
You
one.
got a slow car up ahead. Clear low, clear low.
Oh,
Go high.
shoot, 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 shoot,
Outside.
shoot.
You're clear high, clear high.
Uh,
You got wheel damage.
all right, I'm gonna jump in here. Just to save everybody a little bit of time. As you see, I just completely drove through, made some contact. In the incident, probably should have slowed down honestly, and did what the 10 was doing, who was the person that I hit, and yeah, just slowed down and got through it. Instead, I tried to maintain a little bit of pace, which did me no favors. It is ARCA after all. I've been preaching all week long that the ARCA wreck is coming. You just gotta avoid it. And I ARCA break myself into into some damage. So pretty much the rest of the run, I was struggling mightily. Honestly, looking at the car right now, it looks like it didn't really have that much damage. But there was some wheel damage, so I had some tire wear issues, things like that. Um, yeah, we ended up coming home seventh though, so that was nice. There was really only one other incident. I haven't even looked at it yet. So you guys are fixing to see it with me. There was one other incident. I don't know if I can find it where the four car. Let's see, was it? There's a four car nearest. Or is he already way past this point? Yeah. Yeah. Nearest there. I don't know. I may not even be able to find it. Anyway, there was another incident where four cars passing me below, and I was on the outside, got a little loose on exit. We made a little bit of contact, gave me a little 2x. So we ended up with a 6x overall. Not ideal. So not a great race. It was Texas. I wasn't looking forward to it anyway, unfortunately. I mean, we still ended up seventh, so I guess we'll take that little small victory. But I did want to jump in because I thought it was a pretty cool time to chat about my plans for next season. I'm kind of going back and forth. Do I want to do the Gen 4 car? Do I want to do the 87s? I honestly haven't looked at the schedule for either one that much in depth. So I'm going to look right now. Yeah, and just based on scheduling, so the 87s week one will be at Charlotte, Daytona, the Milwaukee Mile. Not ran that track yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Michigan, Lucas Oil, Las Vegas, Talladega, Bristol, '08 Atlanta, Homestead, New Hampshire, and then '09 Texas. And then the Gen 4 car is at Bristol, '09 Texas, Talladega, Martinsville, Rocky Mount Auto Club, Richmond, Charlotte, Dover, Pocono, Legacy, Michigan, and Sonoma. So just based off the schedule of those two, I probably would go with the 87. I'm probably going to run the 87, try to run that, the full season of that, or at least 8 races in this season. Um, there's one week I have like a family vacation that, will it be the Homestead week? So not terribly upset about that. But we are going to run the full season of NIS and of course the Open. Um, I'm actually very excited for the rest of the season with the Open. Um, we didn't have a great start with the two plate tracks, the road course, and in Phoenix. Anybody that raced on the sim during Phoenix week can tell you Phoenix was Phoenix, a lot of chaos. But Las Vegas was not as bad last week, at least for me. So yeah, and we seem to have kind of figured some things out. Probably, I'm not going to say for sure had a top five car uh, at Vegas, but we definitely had a little bit more pace, especially the way the race was playing out. So hope to run the full season of 87, or at least 8 races. We'll run all of the Open, all of NIS, with the exception of maybe the week my family goes on vacation. I might only be able to get to 600 in that week. And then the other thing I want to do is I actually want to run some sports car races this coming up season. I haven't really looked at the schedules or thought more about it. Probably need to look at the schedules, kind of figure out which car I want to run, what tracks that series is running, and go from there. I think my goal would be to run at least two or three minimum, just run four. I want to give myself enough time to practice, get acclimated, all those things before I fully commit to running more than 4 or 5, just because I don't want to ruin the experience for anybody else. So, but like I said, all in all, came home seventh this race. I had a decent week in the ARCA car. I don't know what's going on. Um, the 10 could have got his revenge on me right there. Shout out to the 10 for not taking advantage of that. Um, Yeah, all in all, fairly decent week in the ARCA car. Tomorrow night is Bristol. I will never do this again during week 13. I don't know what convinced me or made me want to do 7 straight days of running ARCA races, but it's worked out somehow, even with minimal time spent in the car. So, uh, all right, guys, that is all for ARCA, Texas, in the Bristol tomorrow night. Thank you guys for watching. We'll talk to you later.